Welcome once again. Durban beaches in South Africa are facing an ongoing sewage crisis with liters of untreated human sewage flowing into the rivers and seas, endangering tourism and businesses. One of the country's most popular tourist destinations. Now, KwaZulu-Natal province is the biggest contributor to South Africa's GDP after Gauteng, with more than 800,000 tourists spending about 1.5 billion rand in Durban every year-end period. Now, several beaches have been closed since early April amid heavy floods.
Now, joining us this morning to give us more insight on this is the environmentalist Mudi Mudziluana, who's joining us all the way from South Africa. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. Now, talk to us about first of all, I think I'll say compliments of the season, because that's what we're celebrating this morning on Breakfast Central. Then talk to us about the current situation of the eThekwini coastal beaches.
Kindly unmute your device. It seems you're still muted.
All right.
Well, we wait for him to...
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Now, compliments to you also. I'm talking to you whilst I'm in my village in Venda. Yes, we have a concern over the beaches, because most of us, when we go holidays, we go to Durban, and there is a concern over the disease that is threatening all the beaches. But the information that we got today is that only 3 beaches remain challenged, but most of the beaches now are able to be used and accessible by the community.
Yeah, but can you help us understand, what exactly, this pollution or where it's coming from? The floods in April and, of course, deteriorating infrastructure are some of the causes that have been mentioned of this sewage pollution in the beaches. What would you say are the other factors contributing to this? And when you say sewage pollution, how?
Yeah, mainly the infrastructure was damaged during the floods. And then when you look at most of the infrastructure at local municipality level, most of the sewage treatment plants are really not up to standard. That is why most of the time you find people raising concerns over the issues of water quality. And it has been raining a lot and in the past few days here in South Africa. So those are the main issues that are causing some surface runoff, and then it's pushing all the pollution, all the waste into the beaches. So most of the time, when you look at Durban beaches, the seas in our oceans in our country, they are receiving most of the pollution from inland. So that is the issue of floods. They just came in when there is already pollution in terms of waste management, in terms of sewage treatment. So we are already in trouble based on the service delivery within the coastline.
Right now, let's talk about the impact that this would have on businesses in Durban, especially because they significantly rely on tourism during the summer holidays and during the Christmas holidays to boost the economy. So what would you say has been the impact so far on both enterprises and the tourism industry, as well as the environment itself?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I should commend the city of eThekwini is that the mayor has been playing a big role in trying to market the beaches and indicating that the beaches are safe. Remember, even the disease that we are talking about, which is E. coli, the bacteria, is not necessarily considered as harmful, but obviously it can cause some diarrhea issues. And the media, the way they've been putting the stories, it has not really influenced the decisions of many holiday makers. The challenge is obviously the local businesses will then have challenges, because a lot of people will not be going to the areas that have been of concern, especially Ushaka, where a lot of people likes to go there. The areas there, they would have been affected by the business, because most of the people will have considered the areas where the beaches are considered clean. So the business will be affected, obviously, especially the hotels and those that are selling along those beaches.
Well, this has been going on for a while, and we're not expecting that it would be resolved overnight. But what would you say must be done immediately? What can South Africa do, in the interim that would maybe help? And of course, is the South African government interested in a quick resolution of this massive pollution we're talking about?
Yeah, mostly first thing you need to try and clean up those beaches and ensure that the water quality is at a high level, and obviously there is a need to make sure that there is proper cleanup on that. But the most important thing is infrastructure services. This is really one of the things that is causing bigger problems, especially in terms of water waste management, because illegal dumping is one of the things that is causing a lot of pollution along all the municipalities in South Africa. So if we can actually try to make sure that we clean up all the illegal dumping and make sure that the sewage treatment plants are at proper level of functionality, and ensure that all the beaches that are around the main areas where people likes to go are mainly concentrated in terms of cleanups. So those are the main immediate things that can be done. But obviously, in the long term, Durban is trying to recover from those floods, and it has not been helping because it has continuously been raining. So it tells us a story that in much as we have floods which are external influence, internally as a country, municipality must up their game in terms of infrastructure development, and also the environmental issues must be taken for must not be taken for granted in our country. So it is really a message that must go to everyone that is a community member to say waste is a serious concern. Plastics that are going to the beaches, they don't only cause the animals to die, but they also create a negative influence for people that wants to be in the area, especially for the tourists. So we need to really look at how we behave with the environment, and the municipalities must up their game in terms of service delivery.
All right, thank you very much for sharing this with us. I mean, it's an important conversation you mentioned here. We can't underestimate the importance of how these conversations must be had. And even with plastic, not just in South Africa, but around the continent, we must do better. Modi, thank you for your time with us this morning, and compliments of the season.
I do appreciate that, and compliments to all of you there.
All right.